the 23rd of August report. So, right, this morning I'd like to discuss a bit more about the happenings that's going on for the next 2 days, and one of those important situations, economic situations that's developing for the whole of this week. The first one is the BRICS Summit, and the end of the week would be the Jackson Hole Symposium. Okay, so first on will be the BRICS Summit. I think that is really crucial. And this time is held at Johannesburg, South Africa. So among all, looking at the agenda here, the admission of new members into the BRICS group will be a key topic on the agenda at the 15 BRICS Summit. This time that's kicking off, that started yesterday, the 15 BRICS Summit kickoff. Okay, and so far, 23 countries have formally expressed their interest in joining the bloc. 23. Now, they are the balance right there. Those have shown their intention, but here I'm listing mainly those that have formally expressed their interest in joining the bloc. Now, do take note that new members' admission would need the unanimous support among all the existing members. Yeah, there are 5 right now, namely Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. South Africa being the youngest over here. So for new members to come in, all these 5 nations have to agree. Okay, so that is one point that I would highlight later on. Okay, because it's very, very important for us to understand future, how the shift of the global power, how is it going to be? Okay, now other than like I mentioned earlier on, the 5, a total of 34 leaders from Africa and the global south would be taking part in the BRICS Summit. Okay, now when we talk about the global south, you're going to hear a lot about this global south, global south, global south. Now, what does it really encompass is a term. It's mainly comprise countries in the region of Africa, Latin America, and the Caribbean, and then the Asia without Israel, Japan, and South Korea. Basically, it's the south, okay, south of the southern part of the hemisphere, and Oceania without Australia and New Zealand. That's what we call the global south. Okay, so the Russia and China are keen to grow the bloc to expand their network allies, but India, South Africa, and Brazil are more reticent towards expansion and seeing their influence diluted. Now, South Africa, especially, after joining the bloc, right, they have seen their economy getting better and better because there are a lot of buying coming in from China, and they are a bit reluctant, to get new members in. Brazil and India, they are okay, but it depends on the situation. They are looking into it, but definitely if you get more people into the bloc, you will see the influence being diluted. Now, among the countries that applied this time to join the bloc is Iran, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Argentina, Algeria, Bangladesh, Bolivia, Nigeria, Indonesia, Egypt, Ethiopia, Cuba, Democratic Republic of Congo, Comoros, Gabon, and Kazakhstan. Now, among all this, I think the most important one would be Saudi Arabia's membership. Okay, because they are the oil behemoth, and it was the agreement that was signed between Saudi Arabia and the US that gave power to the US dollars. Now, if Saudi comes into this bloc and then agree to accept other currencies, local currencies, in exchange for US dollars, that could change the economic situation and also dilute the power of the US dollars. Okay. Now, if India plays a key role in the bloc, okay, and India is unlikely to support any key proposals that would cause uneasiness for the US and its allies. So India would still support the membership, like I mentioned earlier, membership expansions, but it would adopt a cautious approach to ensure that new members does not tilt too much to China's influence. So that's why I said very, very key role over here. And recently we have seen the US trying to have even better bilateral ties with South Africa, Brazil, and India in attempt to offset any outside Russian and Chinese influence emanating from the BRICS. India especially, we are seeing that happening. So that's why I said India plays a very, very important role right here. Now, other than the membership, the other discussions would be the New Development Bank. This is based in Shanghai, and the economic ties. The bloc is expected to discuss how to boost local currency fundraising and lending within the New Development Bank, or so-called BRICS Bank. Okay, so these are the things inside here that we will be seeing more and more. But based on yesterday's development, they haven't revealed much yet. But I expect also leaders are likely to discuss how they can improve economic ties between their diverse economies. Okay, so I think one of the most important thing is no discussions about the BRIC currency is on the card, as the BRICS membership is not ready for this upheaval at present. Because if you were to challenge the US dollars directly, I don't think it's a good idea, given the overall fragile, how fragile the world economy is. And if you were to do that, you're going to see a major crash in the market, because there's 33 trillion US dollars right up there. And if you were to do this kind of things right now, it's not easy. Okay, it's not easy. There's just too much US dollars flowing outside there. So with the new BRICS currency out of this picture, which I don't expect it for now, I think the key point that we're going to see whether any big news that's going to come out from the BRICS, it would be Saudi Arabia's membership. To me, that's to look out for news for this summit. Okay, so probably tomorrow we will today, at the end of today, and then if there are any reports, I'll probably do a summary of it. If not tomorrow, I think the latest will be tomorrow, that we may get something out of it, and we will see what the results are. There are also talks that probably this membership thing, there would be a delay in the announcement, based on the reporters yesterday. I was looking at all the news, the news portals, as well as watching the live news from the newscasters reporting from Johannesburg. They have not, they've said that no, because it was still too early, no doubt, but I think it would be probably a day or two before we get all this kind of news. Okay, so that's all for the fundamental news today.